Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Jacobson. I'm going to be reading the book called Amazing Grace. So that is the title of this book. The author of this book is Mary Hoffman, and the illustrator of this book is Carolyn Binch. Remember, the author is the person who wrote the words that go with the pictures, and the illustrator is the person who drew the pictures that go with the words. Let's see what our story is about. Amazing Grace. So here's a little glimpse into what you might see in our story. So here's the pictures. Grace was a girl who loved stories. She didn't mind if they were read to her or told to her or made up in her own head. She didn't care if they were from books or movies or out of Nana's long memory. Grace just loved stories. And after she had heard them, and sometimes while they were still going on, Grace would act them out. And she always gave herself the most exciting part. Looks like Grace really has a good relationship with her Nana. Grace went into battle of Joan of Arc. And wove a wicked web as Anansi the spider. I wonder if you have read the story Anansi the spider. She hid inside the wooden horse at the gates of Troy. She went exploring for lost kingdoms. She sailed the 7 seas with a peg leg and a parrot. Boy, Grace, she has quite the imagination, doesn't she? She seems very adventurous. Do you have an adventurous imagination? She was Aladdin, rubbing his magic lamp to make the genie appear, and Mowgli in the backyard jungle. Have you ever seen the movie Aladdin or the Jungle Book? If you have, I bet you know who Mowgli is. And there she is outside. It seems as though she really likes the cat. I wonder if the cat has a name. She actually looks like our cat, Boots. Most of all, Grace loved to act out adventure stories and fairy tales. When there was no one else around, Grace played all the parts herself. She set out to seek her fortune with no companion but her trusty cat, and found a city with streets paved in gold. The cat looks like she is a good friend to Grace. She seems like she likes her fun too. Sometimes this is what I look like when I get home from work. Sometimes she could get Ma and Nana to join in when they weren't too busy. Then she was Dr. Grace, and their lives were in her hands. Have you ever played doctor before? There are many different kinds of doctors, too. Boy, this looks like maybe it's a classroom. Does this look a little bit like your classroom? One day, Grace's teacher said they would do a play, Peter Pan. Grace knew who she wanted to be. When she raised her hand, Raj said, "You can't be Peter. That's a boy's name." But Grace kept her hand up. "You can't be Peter Pan," whispered Natalie. "He isn't black." But Grace kept her hand up. "All right," said the teacher. "Lots of you want to be Peter Pan, so we'll have to have auditions next week to choose parts." She gave them words to learn. So there's Grace with her hand up, and lots of other children also have their hands up too. Peter Pan must be a popular part to play. And there's Grace. When Grace got home, she seemed sad. "What's the matter?" asked Ma. "Raj said I couldn't be Peter Pan because I'm a girl." "That just shows what Raj knows," said Ma. "A girl can be Peter Pan if she wants to." Grace cheered up. Then later she remembered something else. "Natalie says I can't be Peter Pan because I'm black," she said. Ma looked angry, but before she could speak, Nana said, "It seems Natalie is another one who don't know nothing. You can be anything you want, Grace, if you put your mind to it." So Grace's mom and grandma are telling her that if she really wants to be Peter Pan, she most certainly could be, but she had to work hard at learning what her teacher wanted her to learn. On Sunday, Nana told Grace they were going out. In the afternoon, they caught a bus and train into town. Nana took Grace to a grand theater. The sign outside read, "Rosalie Wilkins in Romeo and Juliet," in sparkling lights. So you can see the sign says Romeo and Juliet. Rosalie Wilkins in Romeo and Juliet. "Are we going to the ballet, Nana?" asked Grace. "We are, honey. But first, I want you to look at this picture." Right here, you can see that they're looking at this picture. This sign says matinee, 2:00 p.m. today. A matinee is a show that is typically watched in the early afternoon. It says, "Stunning New Juliet." Grace looked up and saw a beautiful young ballerina in a tutu. Above the dancer, it said, "Stunning New Juliet." So there she is with her grandma. "That one is little Rosalie from back home in Trinidad," said Nana. "Her granny and me, we grew up together on the island. She's always asking me, do I want tickets to see her Rosalie dance? So this time I said yes." After the ballet, Grace played the part of Juliet, dancing around her room in her imaginary tutu. "I can be anything I want," she thought. Boys and girls, I'm wondering what you want to be. Are you thinking about what you might want to be when you get older? Or would you also like to be in a ballet or play a part in a musical or a play? So here are the kids at school on Monday. Let's read on to see what's happening here. On Monday, the class met for auditions to choose who was best for each part. When it was Grace's turn to be Peter, she knew exactly what to do and all the words to say. She had been Peter Pan all weekend. She took a deep breath and imagined herself flying. When it was time to vote, the class chose Raj to be Captain Hook and Natalie to be Wendy. There was no doubt who would be Peter Pan. Everyone voted for Grace. "You were fantastic," whispered Natalie. And there she is in her Peter Pan outfit. The play was a big success, and Grace was an amazing Peter Pan. After it was all over, she said, "I feel as if I could fly all the way home." "You probably could," said Ma. "Yes," said Nana. "If Grace put her mind to it, she can do anything she wants." And boys and girls, that is the end of our story, Amazing Grace. Thank you for listening.